Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be reviewing some products that I've recently tried, and some were hits, some were misses, and I love watching videos where people talk about what works for them and what doesn't, and I thought, why don't I do a video like that too? So today we're going to be talking about all different kinds of products: eyeshadow, primer, mascara, highlighter, eyeshadow, the works, or glitter eyeshadow, the works. So let's get into it. So first we are going to talk about the Morphe 35F palette. This is called Fall into Frost, and it is the 35 shades, so there's a lot of shades in here. You have your shimmers all up here across the top and all in here, so it's not a matte heavy board per se. It's definitely not a focus on matte, but it is just, I love all the shimmers. I love the mattes. I love this dark black too. It's hard to find a really good dark black, I think. I'm not a big fan of swatches because you look at it on somebody's hand and then you put it on your eye, or you put on the lipstick and you're like, well, that's not really what it looks like. So it's hard to get a good sense of what they look like unless you actually try them. And a little belladonna. So this is Reduce. And that's a gorgeous copper shade. This is Magician. This is a really pretty magenta purple color. Let's have a look-see at 24 karat gold. I know that some other brands have colors like this, but this one is less white and more brown gold, if that makes sense. This is the palette, and it is awesome. If you're looking for shades that you can use every day along with mattes that you can use every day, this is definitely a great palette for you. I've seen a lot of golds. I've seen a lot that were primarily matte colors. I am a shimmer kind of gal. I like glitter, I like sparkle, and I like eye makeup that has sparkle in it, so that speaks to me. Along with the sparkle bandwagon is the Revolution makeup palette. This is the Jewel Collection Deluxe, and in here are 20 different shades. And this one actually comes with a mirror, which is amazing. But look at that. So these are all shimmer. It is absolutely gorgeous. I like that there's different sizes. Like, that's not something you see that often. Like, there's like these up here are bigger than. I could do anything with this. I could wear it when I go out. I could wear it when I go to work, because I'm in my 30s and I'm not going to the club every night. I'm not going to the club that often, if I'm being honest. Although I did last week for a birthday party, so it happens occasionally. But these are just really pretty if you want to throw a little shimmer on your eye, or if you want to throw a lot of shimmer on your eye, and they go on really, really nicely. I will say that the coverage is more of a medium coverage when it comes to eyeshadow, so if you want a lot of shine, you have to build it up a little bit. But I would say that that is the same with the Morphe palette as well. You can have a little shimmer or a lot of shimmer, just depending on how much you actually want. FYI, I got this at Ulta, but when I was at Ulta, they didn't have one in the store. If you go to Ulta and you have something that you want to buy and they don't have it in the store, go to the counter, tell them that you want to buy it, and they will ship it to your house for free. I was gobsmacked by that. I was like, oh, you don't have it? And she's like, no, but we can ship it to your house. And I was like, and then she was like, yeah, we can ship it to your house for free. And then I was like, okay, great. Thank you for solving my problems. Because I don't know about you, but when I go to my Ulta, half the shit that I want to buy is gone. And it's really annoying. And if I had known that like 2 years ago, I probably would have way more makeup. Good to know. All right, so next we are gonna talk about the Maybelline Master Prime by Face Studio. It's a primer base that is focused on reducing redness and blurring pores. You can see I have a little bit of blush on, but I have a lot of color in my skin. I have a lot of red in my skin normally. Foundation does a good job covering it up, but not completely. So I was attracted to try this because I thought it could help tackle some of that redness. So there's like a little drop, you can't really see it. It looks white right now, but it's actually like a light green. It feels like a lotion. It does have kind of a chemical-y smell. However, even just putting it on my hand, it does blur your pores very nicely. It is a little cool when you put it on your skin. I'm not so sure how effective it is at blurring redness or reducing redness in your skin. I actually think it does a much better job of blurring your pores than it does of covering any color in your skin. So that was my observation, but I think it's really great. I would compare it to the Smashbox primer. These two actually do fairly the same thing in my opinion. So if you don't want to get the Smashbox one, which is also very good, but can feel a little silicone-y, this one feels more like face lotion, but does a nice job of blurring your pores. It also dries really matte. I like this. It's a good primer, not for redness reduction per se, but definitely a good pore blurring primer if you want something at the drugstore, which who doesn't want something that they can buy at the drugstore, because not everybody had time to go to Ulta and Sephora, you know what I mean? Okay, I like this. It's a good primer, not for redness reduction per se, but definitely a good pore blurring primer if you want something at the drugstore, which who doesn't want something that they can buy at the drugstore, because not everybody had time to go to Ulta and Sephora, you know what I mean? Moving on, so I got this mascara from Benefit called They're Real, and I was just really impressed with it. So I am not typically a fan of mascara wands that are that plastic. It goes in a different direction at the top, so you can like go in and catch the inner hairs of your eye. I like ones that are this, where they're feathery. This is one of my ride or dies. This is my Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, and it is amazing. This one is really gentle. It has great color, it has great definition, and if you just want something to amplify your lashes that are gonna make them look really nice and bold and black and coat every single lash you have, this is great. Next up, we are gonna talk about Pixi. This is one of the highlighting palettes. It's got two different colors. It is the Glowy Gossamer Duo, and it's in Delicate Dew. So these are two different colors. One is like an angel pink, and then one is like more golden. So this is like baby pink, more golden. I'm wearing it on my skin right now, and it just, holy moly, it just goes on so nicely. I had heard people talk about this stuff, and I was like, I'm not normally a huge fan of highlighter. I think it can highlight the texture of your skin, it can highlight your pores. You know, I'm not a baby anymore. I have wrinkles on my face, so like when you put it up here, it just looks bad, I think, in most cases, if you have any sort of wrinkles or texture or anything. And so putting it up here, it just adds a nice lightness and brightness to my skin, and I am here for it. So next up, by Pixi, by Petra again, we have the Liquid Fairy Lights Glitter Eyeshadow. These are meant to go on your eyes as eyeshadow. This color, Bare Brilliance. I mean, look at that. It's just, wow. It's hard to catch the glitter in this light, but it's there, and it's lovely. And then this one is Crystalline. This is the one that's white, and it's definitely I believe it's the lightest one they have. The only one I don't have is yellow. I'm not a big fan of yellow, but this is gorgeous. And then this last one I have is called Rose Gold. So sorry, the one that I described as copper, it's actually rose gold, and it is probably my favorite. It was the first one I got, and I wore it at Christmas a bunch. When you put these things on, they go on so smoothly over your eyeshadow, over your eyes, over any, if you had nothing on your eyes and put these on in some mascara, you would have a really pretty look. The other thing I like about them is that they dry without being crunchy. I used to wear stuff like this all the time when I was in high school. I would put glitter from like my eyelids to my eyelashes or to my eyebrows, and it would be crunchy and crackly and just look broken up all over the eyes. These will not do that. Plus the applicator is really nice too. So when you put this on, it just goes on really easily. It's just like a concealer wand, and I just love them. Like, I bought one and I was like, well, I'm gonna need to buy the rest of these. Honestly, I have to fight the urge to wear these every day. Seriously, every day. I could wear them every day. Okay, moving right along. Things that I did not like. I don't believe that brand makes it good or bad. I think great brands can make bad things, and less popular brands can make amazing First product products. We're going to talk about is the Maybelline Superstay Multi-Use Stick Foundation. And this is what it looks like. And the foundation is here. And I was in the shade 112. And there is a sponge down here. Let's first of all talk about the quantity. I used this once. That's it. That's it. Okay, so that is roughly not even the size of the top part of my finger, okay? Not a lot of product. It says 0.25 ounces. So when I popped this little bad boy out, I was like, I'm always looking for stick foundations because in my mind I think there must be good stick foundation that you can use that's easy to put on, that doesn't require a makeup sponge, that you could just use like with a brush or with your fingers. Because sometimes always patting in your makeup in your face, it's just like, sometimes I don't have time for that, sometimes I don't want to do it. Almost within an hour, it started breaking on my skin. And when I mean breaking, I mean separated, got texturized, oxidized. Every bad thing that can happen with foundation happened with this stick foundation. I was like, well, this is really disappointing. It's really unfortunate because I was really hopeful and I thought it was going to be great, and it just wasn't. So this next product was super painful to realize did not work well for me, and it's the Netasha Denona Mini-Lila palette. And this Netasha Denona makes some of the most expensive makeup palettes. So the large version of this retails in Sephora for, I believe, $129. 129. So when I saw that, I was like, well, I can't commit to that because that's a lot for anybody. Just because it's expensive does not make it high end. This little one of hers was $25. Okay, so even 5 shades was expensive for 5 shades. There are some very similar colors in these two palettes. Okay, there's some very similar colors. So we are gonna go through it. We're gonna use Great Pop and the Maybelline palette, purple shade from Netasha Denona. It's patchy. Like, look at that. So then the next shade in the Soda Pop palette is Blue Raspberry. It's not a super deep color, but it's close. And so the blue color in the Netasha Denona one. So this one, I think the color of the Netasha Denona one wins, but it's still streaky at the bottom. Look at that. So I'm supposed to justify spending more money for colors that are prettier, but that don't apply as well as less expensive makeup. I feel like if you're paying top dollar, you should get top quality. Okay, so this is called Cherry on Top. And that one's admittedly a little patchy, okay? The one that is somewhat comparable is a color called Raisin in the Mini-Lila palette. Like, when I swatched these before doing a video, I was just like, I cannot fucking believe this. I honestly can't. And I'm not doing anything different. I'm putting the same amount of pressure. I'm putting the same amount of speed. Like, so this one is called Tonic in the Maybelline palette. It's really pretty. It's a shimmer shade. Look at that. I mean, you can use it as a highlight. It goes on really evenly. It's really creamy. This is linen. This is gold color, and this is what is the comparable color to the tonic from the Soda Pop palette. This one was probably the best performing one of all the ones that I tried. It was the most thick and the least streaky. But the first one, the pinky one, is the Soda Pop palette one, and the lighter one is the Netasha Denona one. I would love to try the big version of this, but after trying all of them and only one of them being really great, I'm really bummed. So Maybelline, Netasha Denona, not great wins on these two products here. I can't, yeah. That is all that we have for the hits and misses for this video. I hope you guys liked the information and the discussion about the products. If you have any questions or like the video, or you think it's terrible, if you think it's terrible, keep your comments to yourself. But if you like it, please leave a comment down below, because I'd love you a lot if you did. And if you have any ideas for other videos or other tutorials that you'd like to see, please also send me a DM or a comment, and I'd love to hear from you. And I hope that you will come back. I hope you will come back and watch further videos from me, White Girl Fresh. So I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you soon.